Warmup.com.
Welcome everyone to another episode of the Warmup, man. I'm here with the guys. It is me, Money Man Chris. I got Max Contract Reg and Kev RL in the building. Say what is up to the people who are chimed in and rocking with us this episode, guys.
Up, everybody, what's going on?
What's up? What's up? How about I say what is up?
Up. There you
real philosophical with it.
Yeah. And this is your first time rocking with us. This is a place where we talk about sports, current events, and things in between through the lens of black culture, man. We're here pushing it out every Tuesday. So yeah, man, let's just get right into it. Oh, right before that, we even do that, man. Like I said, we're here every Tuesday. You can check us out on the YouTube side of things. Hit us up with a like if you like it. Comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Leave a comment. All that stuff, man. Any of that kind of activity does help YouTube let us know, or let them know that we are giving some content that other people might want to look at. So it pushes it up, gets more eyes on it, makes us more prominent, and we can give you more of what you like already. And then again, if you're on the audio side, man, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that, man, make sure you hit 5 stars, like it, and follow your respective podcast distributor. And like I said before, I think like a few weeks ago, we are having the video podcast on Spotify now, so you can just check it out on there as well. Social media, we do have Instagram, we have the Twitters, and we have Reddit, man. Grindhouse NTWK is all one string of characters. You can find us on both sides. Make sure you follow us, man. Get some of the updates, some of our what's the thoughts and the news that's going on behind whatever is going on related to sports or other news. Last but not least, Discord. We do have a Discord for people who want to come in, join in, and banter with about random topics, sports related and unsports related. Any other topics, again, trash talking a safe space, try to make a very organic place. So I think I finally hit everything. Anything else you guys want to add?
Nah, man, just shout out, let's hope Brittany Griner can come home soon one day. Since we talked about it pre-pod, just put it out there in the atmosphere.
Yeah. We definitely got to do a topic on Brittany Griner and how it's taking a very long time for a star of her caliber to make it back to the States safely. So, we definitely had to talk about that in the upcoming pod. So, with that said, man, let's talk about these people. I was going to say free agency, man, but someone told me to say off-season moves. I don't know. That sounds very... That sounds very kosher. Off-season move. PC. Very PC. Off-season moves. So, I guess the biggest news about this, man, is, Kevin Durant. Kyrie opted in. And like a day later, Kevin Durant said, I'm out. and an hour before that, Ben Simmons was like, we in here. So, Kevin Durant.
Story.
Kevin Durant, man, so all that, man, he was like, yo, this can't be life. Decided, man, I'm going to call their owner directly. I want to request a trade, and the New York Nets are honoring that trade. So, obviously, he has like 4 years, probably a max of his max contract deal, right, that he signed with the Nets. He has 4 years left on this. I think it's the extension he extended last year. And so it's going to be hard to move, but guess what? Half of the NBA teams want him. So everyone's throwing in their best shot. I'm sure Sacramento's in there talking about we'll give you Tyrese Halliburton, but they can't because they already traded him. So there's they don't have anyone to give to the Nets. So the biggest contenders so far has been the Lakers. We heard about Miami kind of looking to see what they want to do. Toronto, Phoenix, and Miami have been the two desired destinations for Kevin Durant, and even the Grizzlies are in talks. So I don't know why we don't want him. Let me not say that, man. That's tampering. But anyway,
first of all, it's Kevin Durant. I wouldn't say half the teams. I'll say all the teams. It's like a LeBron James situation. If you get a chance to go to KD, go for it.
You wouldn't want him at Memphis? That's...
Hey, man, you'll mess up a good thing, man.
No,
I understand that.
I can understand what he's saying, too. I think, is it more so you don't want him for what it's going to take to get him?
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
Now, if you want to come over for the
because
free, come through.
yeah, because when I heard
Nothing's
like
better than it's free, right?
Yeah,
Kate trying to go to Miami with Kyrie, I was like, I don't know if I want all that.
yeah,
If it
yeah.
was just AD and we got to keep our pieces, like the Bam and Jimmy and whatnot, then maybe. Everybody else, we could think about it, but not with Kyrie coming over with some foolishness. I don't even think it'll be a mess, to be honest,
Yeah.
culture wise.
So here's a real quick question, man. How did this happen, man? Like, this is something that I don't think has ever happened, from my recollection of any NBA offseason, where a top tier player of his caliber just decides in the middle of his contract, like deep in the middle of his contract, that he wants to get offloaded and traded to another team. Have you ever seen it before, Kev?
Haven't seen it. Still confused by it. Still scratching my head, especially in the sequence of events. The way Kyrie did what he did, and then he did it, but still it sounded like they want to move together to go somewhere else. Highly confusing. But we've been confused by these guys before, so
Yeah.
oh
It's very on brand. Very on brand.
Yeah.
man,
What about
that's
you,
it for
Rich?
me right now.
Yeah. What about you, Reg? Do you think this is how did this happen? Who did
I
what,
mean,
man?
player empowerment. That's how we got here. Eventually, you'll get to that point where it's just like, man, do they have too much? But hopefully, we're not there yet. But this, between Ben Simmons last season, Harden, this debacle that's been going on, it's empowered people are empowered, and they're gonna use that power to make decisions. You may not like it every time, so this is what we're seeing.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me rephrase the question to get more, um,
Do I
to
like
get
it?
to get an edge. I want to edge your response. Do you think this is all Kyrie's fault? Not all, but
No, I mean,
Kyrie's.
I think
No,
that I don't think there's a fault. I think we talked a lot about this last season about how everything unfolded. I think he wholeheartedly intended to play this whole season, and COVID happened, and restrictions and vaccines, and we gonna leave all that in the past. Moved on a little bit, but I understand how we got here. I
Hmm.
do feel like there's like I don't know if it's a lack of communication between them two or us feeling that we should know more than we should, including like when I say us, like media, fans, owners of the team. Like we be trying to understand what's going on between KD and Kyrie, and just maybe they got a plan and we're just not privy to it. It just seems very disconcerted. I'll say that.
that's the strange part because it looks like
Yeah,
they have a plan, and
yeah,
that's why I wouldn't blame him because it sounds like although they're doing this move, it sounds like they're both trying to just get traded where
yeah.
potentially they could still play together.
Yeah.
How does
If
re-signing to the team you want to leave advance the plan? I don't know, but they got a plan.
if, if they want to play together, they already have that situation. So I
Yeah,
don't
that's the other
understand.
thing. Like, that's the other thing. We want to leave together. Like, oh, you
I
brought
don't
us y'all to
understand that.
stay.
I,
Maybe ownership is not giving them as much leeway as they thought they would have. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know who's the coach.
When
They're
though?
all coaches. I
Because
don't
they
know.
got
I
they
don't know.
got they got what they wanted in the beginning, right? At least this is
Yeah,
what I was hearing. I've been hearing that hey, they wanted these players around them. They got these players around them. They wanted this coach. They got this coach. And now it's like, oh my bad. I don't like it. I'm out.
I, I
Not
mean,
now. I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm just out.
we
well,
saw this. We kind of saw this at LA too, though, right? No,
with
nobody left yet, but it's just like I feel like people got what they asked for or they pushed for certain things, and then were kind of like you can. I don't know if it was ever outwardly said, but you can kind of tell there was some buyer's remorse
how you
Yeah,
talking
for
about with
sure.
Westbrook?
uh, with the
Yes.
situation. Yeah,
And
with Westbrook
Westbrook.
part is a big part of that, but like and lo and behold, it ended up the coach getting fired for some reason. Like it was just all over the place, and it has very similar elements going on.
Mhm.
Oh,
Man,
okay.
Skip Bayless called Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, it's a little.
He's been
He,
calling him Westbrook since Oklahoma City
and
days.
he talked about the stats and the stats back that up, man. Like he's been not doing well from the 3.9, not doing well in general field goal percentage.
Well, his field goal
It,
percentage has always been about the same the last 3 or 4 years. His 3 point percentage has dropped since
significantly.
yeah, but that's been dropping since his last year or so in Oklahoma City.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
So
he's
it
Because
consistent.
continued.
people been talking about it every scene. Yeah.
Yeah. So do y'all think it's because Kyrie and Durant was like, man, Ben Simmons is here acting the whole. I mean, there was a whole thing about
They
Ben
want to play.
Simmons.
Say, is this some playground stuff we want to play together, but not with this guy?
Yeah, it could be like, hey yo, I'll sit out. I'm gonna sit out too, and then we go find someplace else to go while Ben Simmons has his own team.
Wow.
Oh
Is that
man,
not? Did
is
y'all
it
not see?
feasible?
Yes, is it feasible? Is that feasibly something that could happen? I mean, because we know it's not KD and Kyrie. They still BFFs, right? They want to go hold hands together at another team. They want to go play with another team.
I don't know because I didn't see the report saying that they wanted to stay together. I heard people saying it, but I didn't see a direct quote saying like KD said it has to be Kyrie with me.
Mm-hmm.
Same here. Yeah. I heard he said it's okay, if they don't end up on the same team. So for me, that was like, okay.
Oh, see,
You, he's like, man,
maybe
hopefully we
maybe
do, but if we
maybe it's
don't,
one
we
of those
don't.
situations where you know your homeboy is be doing too much sometimes, and he out, but he ain't really told his homeboy yet. So I
Yeah.
mean, like if we don't end up together, but in the background, might be just like, "Yo, sign me, don't sign Kyrie." You really
That's
don't
how
know what's
that
going on.
that's how it's hitting me. It's hitting me like that, but it's all speculation, so I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But it's hitting me
mm,
exactly how you said it.
mm. So one last thing, reportedly, so this is also another angle that could have transpired is that Kyrie was looking for a long term extension, and they didn't give it to him, and also that's what he wanted to be open to, being traded. Nobody wanted to buy that, buy that option, and then be stuck with this Kyrie situation, because they was probably going to say something along the lines where we're not going to extend you yet because we got to wait and see. Do you think that maybe it could have been that Durant saw that Kyrie wasn't getting taken care of, and he's like, "Well, I'm out too if you're not taking care of my boy."
There you go.
All of that is a very valid scenario, and I understand we all have people that kind of lobby for us. They or whether it's a friendship or a working environment, you got an agent, you try to capitalize on today. But I think a little patience on Kyrie, because I mean, understandably looking back, is it's been a lot of stuff going on the last few seasons. I can understand why a team would want to wait and see before they do a long-term extension, and why, maybe you're not getting as much offers on the open market as you expected because for the same reasons, like nobody knows what's going to happen. If I think if he just played this season, exercised his player option, and showed that he's still committed to basketball enough to perk people's ears back up, I think it would have been enough. But I mean, I understand why a player that caliber doesn't want to, in terms of like you could get injured and guarantee money and long term and all this other kind of stuff. But you got to read the room. You got to read
Mm.
the room.
Business. Yep. Those are
Yeah,
good points. Yeah. It is a business side. It is a money side.
yeah,
And I think that scenario you laid out, it sounds just as feasible to me as the one Raj put out there. So that's
yeah,
why I'd be like, man, let me just listen to see what's going on. The media
yeah,
is saying one thing, these boys are saying a different thing on their feeds,
yeah,
and very cryptic Kyrie sometimes with his stuff. He be weird with
yeah.
it, but who knows, man? Like who knows exactly what prompted this, but it does look very strange, and I'm not sure what we expect to see if they're gonna go together. Will it be any different than what we're seeing now? So, do we even want to see that? Do we want to see the same duo on a different franchise? Maybe the franchise. It depends, but all in all, this is just weird. This whole situation is kind of weird.
The funny thing is, if you sit back and think about it, what I just said about looking at the past few seasons, look at how we started right now. It's already
All right,
happening.
so,
Like it's already
yeah.
started. Like, we already with the shenanigans before any basketball has been played. We're already with the shenanigans, and we're wondering why the market's cold. Or you just gotta like Stephen A. said, you gotta show up and play a little basketball. the market will kind of like relax and be like, okay, we can everything's back to normal, and then they'll buy in, and Kyrie will be a great star. He never stopped being a star.
Mm-hmm.
Just people are kind of unsure about the future. There's a lot of uncertainty,
Yeah.
Yep.
and this
Okay.
situation is not helping that uncertainty.
Yeah. All right. So then, let me ask this man last question, man, about this whole KD. That we'll move on, man. Where y'all think he's gonna end up falling? You think he's gonna stay put with the Nets, or maybe the Nets are asking for too much because they're looking for an All Star and multiple picks, or do you think he lands in like a Phoenix or Miami, like he really wants to be?
I think it depends on how long this drags out. If it goes on too long, I don't foresee him being like some of these other players that will just be sitting out waiting for this. I think he loves playing basketball. He's just gonna play.
Mm,
So
okay.
if they get it done sooner rather than later, they'll be in a new situation. But if it drags out too long, I think they're just gonna make it work in New York, Brooklyn.
Okay. Okay. You feel the same, Kev?
I think he's gonna be there at the Nets, man. I don't like. I would love to see him maybe at Phoenix. That would be pretty cool. Miami, that pretty nice. With the defense around him, he can focus on his offensive game. But man, this just popped out of nowhere, like we've been talking about. It's just man, we still invested in you. Matter of fact, 312 million apparently. Like it's a
Yeah,
lot of money, man. And the dude only played like 90 games out of a potential 226 games. So it's like I'm upset if I'm the Nets a little bit.
yeah.
Like I feel slighted. So I not
I
to
mean, they
hold him
get their
back for
money back if they
spite.
trade him, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So not to hold him back for spite, but still, like man, you just sprung this on us. It might take a while for us to find a deal that actually works out. So if I was the Nets, I wouldn't be rushing it. I would make sure I get my bag from my buck if on a good solid trade. Otherwise, they start back from scratch too. And that's
yeah,
ridiculous. Like 2 years ago, they were like just last year actually #1 pick, and then you go from being like #1 prospect to being a rebuilding team. That's that's weird management. But
yeah.
hold it for 1 more year. Let's see what happens. I think he stays with the Nets.
I'm
Mm,
surprised they didn't even consider trying to make it work with Ben before they started doing all this.
yeah. I don't know, man. Um, it sounds like it's poor organizational uh management, I guess, coming out of the New Jersey,
Is it?
New York Net. I mean,
On paper, that sounds nice. Ben Simmons, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. On paper, that sounds nice.
Paper, but it's personalities, it's
Yeah,
people, and management needs to manage that too as well. They got to know who
yeah,
they're picking up.
you
yeah,
you letting Kyrie and KD, not knocking them personally or anything, but you have players coming in and dictating your coach, your management style, who you like. All of the president of basketball operation stuff goes down to the players. Like I don't know if that's not always good. I mean, I know everyone thinks that LeBron
yeah,
does that. And sometimes they don't know best about those kinds of things. So uh,
yeah.
so again, I mean, even though it wasn't them single handedly, they allowed those things to happen. Now they lost. This is also kind of what I heard. Um, because Kyrie wasn't playing,
Mm-hmm,
James Harden got upset because he wasn't playing. So he felt
mm-hmm,
like he was back in Houston again doing all the work. And this is with
mm-hmm.
KD being out, for COVID and a little bit of injuries. I think we talked about that a little bit. And
Yeah,
then the COVID situation happened, right? So Kyrie now he's
yeah.
opting to sit out. And again, KD gets COVID again. So it's again James Harden just like I'm done. I want to get traded. So now they end up,
Frustrations.
yeah. So now they get KD. I mean, sorry, they get Ben Simmons.
Ben.
Ben Simmons don't want to play. Ben Simmons is he's hurt. He needs to he has a back thing. He promises one thing and then doesn't show up the next time. I think they really wanted him to play in the playoffs, and when he backed out the last minute, I think that really irked a lot of players. Um, so like now you just have a bunch of individuals acting individually. Kevin Durant plays; he's gonna always play as long as he's healthy. Kyrie
Mhm.
was playing as long as they allowed him to play. But then again, he was trying some new things, Ramadan and all that stuff. So there's just a lot of moving parts, and I don't think anyone just came in and said, hey, like we need to refocus. Like I don't think they had that leader to just say, hey, we need to stop all this stuff. We need to just kind of like we're here, we're trying to win the championship. Like let's focus on that. That should be priority. But
Just listening to you detail the Chronicles, I'm like, man, that was a lot. There's a lot that happened that season.
yeah, it was. And so, you know, KD's playing his heart out. Obviously, he's only going to be able to play so much, and only put up so much. And James Harden, I think he just got fed up. Kyrie, again, he contributed.
Yeah.
Steve
They all
Nash,
contributed whenever they could. They just
But
couldn't.
still, though, like,
There's so
go
much they
ahead,
could
Reg.
do.
yeah,
But like, I understand that Kyrie contributed, but at the same time, I don't point fingers to people for my decisions. You know what I
True.
mean? Like, at the same time, you could have waited out if you really thought there was something there. So I think it's more than him just not playing, because at the end of the day, the mandate dropped and the dude ended up doing what he did. He came back on the
Yeah.
court and he tried his best to ball out, but although
Yeah.
we know you've been out, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be shaky, and it was shaky,
Mhm,
and it's like permanent solution for a temporary situation. Like,
Yeah.
I
Temporary
don't.
or permanent decisions off of temporary emotions.
Yeah, it's like it has to be bigger than that. Maybe something wasn't gelling, man. But it's just that. And if it's just that,
Yeah.
I don't know. Harden needs to settle down a little bit,
Yeah.
and or maybe he's rushing it. Maybe he's like, man, I ain't got time for all that. No, I'm getting older. I just got down. I need to make moves.
I think this details why it's important to have the organizational structure. I know it's a little bit old school and it's a little rigid, but you have, an owner, a president, a GM, a coach, and everybody kind of navigates in their lane. You can kind of relinquish control and take input and feedback, but everybody, because like players cannot be GMs. There's a conflict of interest. Like, what player is gonna be comfortable losing?
yeah,
What player likes to lose at that caliber? But a GM might be like, well, I know we got to do without this, so we have a hope at the future. A GM has the objectivity, the business sense, because he has a different view. Everybody's looking differently. Players are looking at, how do I win the night?
yeah.
Coach is like, how do I
Get the best out of
optimize my
team.
roster for the season?
Mhm.
GMs are looking like, what's best for the franchise? Owners like, I got to get the check. Like,
I
everybody
agree.
has different scopes, and
I
some
agree.
people trying to widen their scopes too much.
I agree.
That's how it's starting to look.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. This is gonna be an interesting summer until we figure out where he's landing. That's the one cog in the wheel, or in the set of
Biggest cog.
gears. One cog in the wheel. One
Can
cog
you
in the
take
set
a
of
trade
gears.
back? Can you be like, I don't want to be traded no more? Has that ever happened?
Yeah. You can rescind your trade request.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, you could do that.
So,
Alright.
so he has time. So
Like, my bad, I was confused, guys.
yeah. Hey guys, look, April Fools.
You just keep coming after 2 weeks is up. You just keep coming back to work, and they're like, oh, I guess he's staying.
Yeah. So
Okay.
In the other side of town, the Madison Square Garden, they did something in the free agency I don't think anyone really understands. I mean, even more so than the KD and Kyrie situation. Guess what they did? They went in the draft night. It was like, I'll draft one and then give them away. I gave away all my draft picks for the probably the most like valuable asset you have outside of a superstar or your team. It was like, we're saving ourselves for Jalen Brunson. They hired his father into the coaching staff, and I think like 2 weeks prior to the draft, and so the free agency opened up. They offered him a good whopping $104 million for him to be a New York Knicks member. I don't know what's going on, but I need help. I need y'all to tell me what in the heck are the New York Knicks thinking in investing $100 million to serve or for the services of Jalen Brunson. Reg, I know you're a New York. You're a New York adjacent native. Like, you love New York music. You got Tim's. You know what I'm saying? So you got Nas's Illmatic. The 10th edition, the first edition. What's going on, man?
Yeah, anniversary, baby. I don't know. Stephen A. when you need him. This is so confusing. Like, First of all, I don't even know if you really want a father-son pairing. Like that Doc Austin thing
Absolutely.
didn't play out too nice. It had its high moments, but it had a lot of lows. But it doesn't seem like it made sense to me. Obviously he did like I'll say it the way Chris said it. Jalen Brunson played very well in the playoffs until he didn't. So there's some upside there. I think there's some hopes and some glimpses that he can be a star talent and he can really help move the needle in New York. I don't know if this is what New York needed. I never know what New York needs. And I feel like that's the problem. I feel like they also don't know what they need because they do a whole bunch of stuff. There was a point when they just had nothing but forwards. I don't know what's going on in New York. They have some pieces. RJ Barrett's okay. Like he's good. Like they have some players that can do something. I just feel like this organization never has a clear direction, and that's case in point here. That's what I see here. Just a lack of direction.
Yeah, Kev, you got something, man.
I try to keep it a little light, but on this one, I'm gonna say this. I'm not mad at what they're paying him. I know it's a pretty significant figure. I was trying to see who else had that figure, especially from New York. You say he's up there now with Carmelo, Julius Randle, and Allen Houston. I remember when Allen got that 90 mil, and then he got bumped up. But so he's definitely in a class with elite players or some elite players. Julius Randle has yet to prove himself to be consistent. I was wondering, okay, what was Mavs gonna give you? And it turns out Mavs was gonna give you even more money, 106 mil. So his value don't seem to be the problem. It seems to be maybe whether or not he can fit and actually bring a huge impact, $100 million impact to this organization that he's just gonna be starting out at. Whereas at the Mavs, he was more like a stopgap backup role, um, the Robin to Luca's Batman. All in all, I think he has upside. I'm gonna put it that way. I think he has upside. I've seen his numbers when Luca is out or when he's playing without Luca. Everything goes up. I mean, like +4 on points, +3 on assists, +5 on field goal attempts, which is good. He's just getting the ball a little bit more, getting more touches. And like Red said, I don't know if this is what Knicks needed, but it ain't a bad pickup. Like
Yeah,
as a player, he has potential, and I think he was being a little bit stifled in the Mavs situation with Luca. Everyone talks about how ball dominant he is, so I think he needs to spread his wings a little bit, and he can show us more if he gets that opportunity. So I think this may be the place for him to show out. Everyone likes the ball out in New York, right? Let's
yeah.
see you. I'm gonna give you that moment to show your stuff. But all in all, his valuation seemed to be consistent with the team who had him, which knows him best, and the team that wanted him. So from a numbers standpoint, I'm glad he got that bag. He
Hmm.
deserves it. And let's see if he actually has that impact that $100 million player is supposed to have.
The money ain't the problem. Um, the money is the problem. I don't know how I could say that both things and they both be true, because in standalone, if you got $104 million from Dallas Mavericks or $100 million from any other team to serve as something like a six man or something like as a large contributor, uh, short of a franchise, and they already had a franchise player that was like doing a lot of the heavy lifting, it would make sense. They, if you had the cap space, again, even if you had the cap space, right? It doesn't make sense. So the problem is the money, because they they basically essentially said this guy is worth two draft picks that they given away. They traded away. They traded away two draft picks, the original draft pick, and then they also did a three-team deal. So they moved Kemba Walker off the books to make
They had to
room
do
for
that
Jalen
eventually, though.
Brunson.
Yeah, good. That's okay. Good riddance. Yeah,
They
that's
had to
okay.
do that though.
I
Eventually,
Yeah.
they had to do it.
I
We can't
understand.
fault them for that. I
I
mean, we can't fault them for that because they put themselves again. They keep making these bad deals. It's like it's somebody who's just playing Monopoly with like somebody constantly taking money out of their bank account, and they just trying to work with what they got, and they keep doing these bad deals and trying to deal themselves out of a bad deal, and it's not working.
It's basically they're payday loaning
Yeah,
themselves into a
every
worse
season.
situation.
every season.
Okay, so put it in perspective. Okay, Julius Randle is making $96 million a year. Evan Fournier is making not a year. Throughout
Oh,
the
I was
tournament
like, dude.
contract. Yeah, sorry, you
Yeah.
can't even do that.
Yeah.
Evan Fournier is he has a $73 million contract. Jalen Brunson has the highest contract of the New York Knicks. Is he going to be starting? Because Derrick Rose is a pretty good starter. I think, even to me, Derrick Rose is a better point guard at this point in time than Jalen Brunson as far as skill set goes. Uh,
I more proven. I don't know
Oh,
about the upside though. One's on the way out, one's on the way in. You got
true,
to ride the
yeah,
wave.
correct. And
true.
he's a winner. He got a winning mentality, Brunson.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So, I'm just trying to. Okay, so we want him to be a major contributor on the starting team.
Has to be. Has to
Has
be.
to
It's not
be,
that we
yeah.
want to be. It has to be.
He
The
has to
only
be.
way it's gonna make sense.
Correct.
Do you guys see impact level from what you guys saw in the playoffs? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Like as
Yeah,
like as,
absolutely.
like to carry a team, because this is my
Now,
franchise.
see, now you change the phrase. Like
Okay.
carry the team. Is he
Consistent,
going to
yeah.
be the franchise player?
Yes.
I don't see that yet.
Okay.
But he definitely can help uplift the team. The team needs help.
Okay.
He can provide
So
help.
yes, he can help. But I'm thinking like this is, to me, this is franchise kind of like money. This is a franchise player, or at the very least, a very strong third option. And
He will be better than Randall, man.
I still believe that Julius Randle is their guy.
Yes.
Now, given what you said about the financials, is he going to continue to be their guy, or if Jalen Brunson takes off, that's going to be the new guy? That's something they're going to have to figure out. Because
Duo.
again,
It's
he has
gonna
a
be
bigger
duo.
contract, right?
Mhm.
And they kind of traded away the future.
Mhm.
So what they got is what they got.
Yeah.
So are they gonna? I don't know when Julius Randle is up. Are they gonna trade him away? Are they gonna let him go and use that cap space for somebody new? The future
keep
is
him.
unclear with all it is.
Yeah.
They could keep him, man. I think they could work well together just because I think a
think
lot
so,
of
too.
load was put on Randall to not just produce, but also be this facilitator, this ball handler, this one making the decisions. I think with that load off his back, he'd be much more efficient. And I expect them to work well together as they complement each other, such that they both will look like shining lights. You know what I mean?
That's what I
It
think
should
too.
be a duo.
I think so too, but I'm just saying long term. I don't know what the finances look like on that. And then
Yeah.
they did a deal last season to get Cam Reddish. Whatever came out of that.
They still got Cam Reddish. He's.
No, I'm saying like was he injured? Did he produce? Like what was?
I don't even remember. Like, I think he did okay. I think he was okay, but he wasn't a standout. He wasn't as strong of a standout as he was from where he came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I'm looking at this. They got Julius Randle to 25, 26. So he has another 4 years on his contract, and then they're gonna have to repay. This is the contract season for R.J. Barrett. They're gonna keep him, right, to do the team option.
Yeah, they got to.
And Evan Fournier is he's on his he has 2 more years. So he's
Nice.
24, 25. So I'm just trying to, again, I maybe y'all know something I don't know. I mean, everyone else is probably 1 to 2 more years, but yeah, it's I to me, on financially, it looks like Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, R.J. Barrett, because they're going to re-sign him after next year, and Jalen Brunson is going to take up the bulk of your.
That's
your
their
salary.
core.
That's
Yeah,
the core, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds right.
All
They're not the
right.
worst core.
Not
I
the
would,
worst.
if I could trade up Evan Fournier, I personally would, but he gives that 3-point spot up shooting that they
That
need.
you never
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
He saw it.
I watched the games a
Yeah.
little bit closer, and I kept looking at the stats. The stats suggested. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on, but I seen a couple games, but I
He
saw
did.
it. And then I like some of the young guys like R.J. Barrett. I like Quickly.
Mhm.
Obi Toppin was in the dunk contest, and but before the dunk contest,
fun.
I like him. Yeah,
You mean the worst dunk contest in history? But yes.
we don't talk about. Hey, listen, I was on board telling y'all cancel the dunk contest. Y'all was like, nah, the historics and all this other stuff, man. You gonna get rid of that dunk contest. But I don't know. It's murky. But with the other thing with the money too, that makes it a little bit complicated. Is like valuations get inflated because it's like
Yes.
you're not overpaying, you're not underpaying, but you're not paying you're never paying for what the value is.
Yeah.
You have this cap space that you cleared up for it, and you have $100 million, and there's this guy that everybody wants to give $100 million to. So you almost feel like I have to.
I mean, Harrison. Someone had to for Harrison Barnes. He took that money and then.
You have to.
So.
It takes a little bit of time for people to like really develop after being drafted. Like, there's a few guys that they have breakout rookie of the years and good sophomore years, but for most of them, it takes like 5 years for people to really be like, okay, this person's developing to something. So they didn't want to play the dozens, and they were just like, let's just buy something that's okay now.
All right, I feel you. Okay. All right, man. Y'all are very optimistic on the New York Knicks organization, saying this. Go ahead.
We all fall for
I'm
the trap
optimistic
every
on Brunson.
season.
I'm optimistic on Brunson, and I think
okay.
he really needed some room to grow, and I think this might be the opportunity for it. And it's up to him now. He definitely wasn't hitting the ceiling in the Mavs. That's for sure, hands down. He didn't hit any ceiling there. So I think he just had room to grow, and that was the time. Let me offer this because our boy Kurt in here. He always brings the stats in. Sportsline. They said the percentage chance of them making the playoffs without Brunson, they had it at 30%. With Brunson, 42%. So plus 12 points. I don't know if that's worth 100 million. I think if I paid 100 million, I probably want to get my percentage chance over 50% at least.
Yeah.
But I'm just throwing on the numbers that he's gonna have some impact. Probably not as much as we would hope.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's cool, man. Well, good luck to the Knicks, man. 'Cause I know the Knicks fans did not enjoy that at all. So.
Hey, stat. Last time the Knicks ain't like something, they got Porzingis and they started cheering for him. So you never know.
Yeah, I don't trust the Knicks fans to be any better at choosing what they need.
Okay. All right. So you guys say that we don't know what we're talking about. The Knicks organization, they got that foresight. Okay, I feel you. All right.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying the Knicks fans are not the best barometer for success.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you.
Man. Okay. All right. Well, good luck to Jalen Brunson. Good luck to the Knicks. I feel like they're gonna need it because otherwise we're gonna keep talking about this for another 4 or 5 years. Moving on to other free agency moves. Malcolm Brogdon, man, he got traded to the Celtics from the Indiana Pacers and got a bunch of players that you probably never heard of. Nick Stauskas, Daniel Theis. Well,
we know Theis.
You know Theis. But other than Theis, Theis and 4 other players.
I will say they got Al Horford and Theis. And I saw one of them and not the other. So that was interesting to see last season, at the end of last season.
Yeah. They got Aaron Naismith. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Juwan Morgan, Malik Fitz. I don't think I've even seen 3 of these 5 players on the court at any point in time. And also get a 2023 protected first round draft pick for Malcolm Brogdon. I don't know what's going on here. Who won this trade on paper? Is that a rhetorical question?
I think so.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So move on to a more difficult question, man. This is actually going to be what the Celtics need. I think you said, Reg, man, they needed a point guard, and this may solve their point guard problem. Is that something that you want to hold true to?
That's what they say. Tatum had a historical number of turnovers, so they said they need somebody else handling the ball and just let these guys play a different role. Still the most dominant role, obviously. Phenomenal talent, but I think they need somebody who can handle the ball and prevent them from having all these turnovers, set the pace. Towards the end of the game, they just would frazzle and fall apart. So if you have a solid point guard, I think that can help.
Okay. You feel the same way?
What's Marcus Smart to them then?
He usually plays shooting guard, right?
He's been playing point guard because they have Jalen and Tatum in the 2 and 3, but probably more naturally, I think he got drafted as a shooting guard.
Yeah,
he's more naturally shooting guard.
So this Brogdon will be the 1. They'll have Smart at the 2.
Okay.
They'll have Jalen Brown at the 3, Tatum at the 4.
Tatum at the 4?
Yeah, I think you can do that. I mean, it'll be a small lineup, but yeah, you can do that, and then interchange Robbie Williams with Al Horford, or if you need to go
Yeah.
big, you probably put Brogdon on the bench or one of Jalen or Tatum. You basically have flexibility to kind of like mix and
Yeah.
match. That's what I think
Okay.
he's getting at. But yeah, it would be a traditional small lineup.
It will be. It will be.
I don't
Yeah.
see them putting Smart back on the bench. I don't know what else are y'all doing then. It's the only lineup that sounds like it makes sense to me. Unless they're gonna decide to not have Jalen and Tatum on the same time
Yeah, you
on the
may.
court.
Nah, can't do that. Who you
Yeah,
benching?
So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You gonna bench Smart?
you
You
may.
can't bench Smart, but that's what I'm saying. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't bench Smart. You bench
I wouldn't
Smart?
bench Smart because sure he's not obviously he's not Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum, but similar to when Draymond's on or off the court, he brings a certain. He's kind of that grease that keeps the wheels flowing. If you
Yeah,
get what
yeah,
I'm saying, like
Yeah.
just
yeah,
having Jason and Jalen on the court without anybody else, they tend to they're too ball dominant.
yeah. No, I mean I hear you on that, but only reason I said maybe him come off the bench because he's come off the bench before, and I would think that he'd be okay with it. Not like for the rest of his career or for like a long term, but in events where maybe he could come off the bench to kind of get a shot of energy, or kind of like galvanize the second the rotating what do you call it, second team, leave
Second
off the
team, yeah.
bench,
He
then.
don't he don't
That
strike me
makes
as a
sense,
type.
man. Exactly. That makes
What you saying?
sense.
What you saying
Yeah.
makes sense. He just don't strike me as a type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
man.
I
right.
He
feel
worked
like
he
he
worked
feels
his
like
way.
he earned his way
Exactly.
there, and if it's not gonna be with the Celtics, it'll be with somebody else.
Exactly.
Man.
That's how I feel. He worked his way to becoming to being a critical
Yeah,
member of the team. Like
yeah.
critical members of the team don't get benched, man. Like
Okay. All right.
unless his injury. Unless his
Oh,
injury and you're
okay.
just coming back.
Okay. All right. Tell it to
But
Zebo, man. He did that. But that's okay.
a veteran point guard, I mean that ain't nothing wrong with that. Brogdon is pretty good. He
Mm-hmm.
averaged 19 points over there in
In
Indiana.
Indiana, where? Yep.
So definitely a good pickup for them as far as a veteran, some sound playing time under his belt. You know what he's doing. I don't think he'd get rattled and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. So
Okay. 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 All right. Well.
Playoffs might be a new journey for him though.
Oh yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah. He ain't never seen
So
that before.
yeah,
So yeah, man. We'll see. I'm sure that's an upgrade for them, man. And I mean, that's a very small price to pay for Malcolm Brogdon. Actually, I think
True.
that was a bargain. Good luck to the
they
Celtics.
they also lose some depth with that though.
A little bit, but I'm sure you can replace.
I think they could live without it. I'm just saying
I think so too, because I don't
it
know those
is.
guys.
You can, yeah. I think you can find another Aaron
Yeah.
Nesmith, Juwan
That's
Morgan.
usually how it happens with these. You have these young teams, they have some gems, they have some clutter, and then you kind of have to slim down and lean up. It makes you a little bit more vulnerable to injuries, but that's how you
True.
get closer to a championship.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's just usually how it works.
yeah. So,
Yeah, man. They
us,
got Pritchard, they got Derek White, they got Grant Williams.
Yeah,
They're good, man. They're good. They're
yeah,
good.
they have
yeah,
very good depth.
yeah. So good luck to them, man. I'm excited to see how that works out next year. Moving on, I still don't understand this one. I need more of y'all help, man. Rudy Gobert, he got traded to the T Wolves to be a center because the center wasn't doing center stuff, and they traded away Patrick Beverly and some other stuff as well to the Jazz. What are the Wolves doing? Is this even a? Does this make sense to any of y'all? Are we going backwards in time? Is this a good old day Civil War? Like what is this, Kev?
What did the Wolves need, according by your opinion, from your perspective? What did they need?
They needed another ball. They needed another person who can score without by themselves. Like they don't need any help. They needed like another Anthony Edwards who can just maybe get to the rim and get a basket. I mean outside of
Leadership,
huh?
leadership.
They
Yeah.
do need leadership, but I think they kind of found it with Beverly as far as like getting some identity and all that. Maybe
True.
get another veteran, but because Beverly is a little radical, a little on edge.
I think if they had like what was it, like game 3 or something, the way
Mm.
Pat Beverly had came out there with like a really strong start and got the numbers you were talking about. I think he had like a 30 point, maybe even plus game.
Yeah.
If they had somebody who consistently could do that at the point and bring that leadership and stuff like like a Chris Paul or something, I think that would have been a bigger missing piece.
Yeah.
I didn't see a need for a center. That was a little bit surprising to me. I was just like, but cat, like, I know we have a lot of stretch fours or centers who want to play fours instead of doing center stuff, but it was just like Cat was like a center. Like, even though he likes to do power forward things, he was a center. He's been a center.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little late in the game to change that up. I don't know. They didn't even try. Like, if that's something that they floated and tried, and it's like, oh, let's get the big man off the bench and let Cat play the four and see how it works as an experiment before doing the move. Just going all in is like, okay, we're gonna get a 5. It just seems strange.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree. I don't know how they're gonna use him. They don't even have a pick and roll point guard. Anthony Edwards, is he gonna be the guy to do that? Because otherwise, you just have him down there to get rebounds and block shots. Like I don't.
Yeah.
So
He can have to do that. He can have to do that like nobody else. Like Tristan Thompson when he got that and then he got to do Tristan Thompson like thing. You know what I mean? Really, really protect the paint. Really cause teams to second guess driving in there and just throw them off their game well enough for Cat and to do their thing.
Yeah.
But did y'all see the tweet that Anthony Edwards had way back when about Rudy Gobert?
No, he said.
About how no one really fears him. He said he feared Porzingis going to the rim, going to the basket. He feared Porzingis more than he feared Rudy Gobert.
All right.
I don't know if that's accurate.
But now he can say it to his face, and he's on the same team, so it's like, all right, dude, I need you to step it up because I'm not scared of you. Make me scared of you. You got to play like, and they got scrimmages. They're going to run through and practice and stuff. They're going to force him to step it up if that's what Ant really said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then
I feel like that might have just been trash talk, though, because the numbers don't support that. Like, he's been Defensive Player of the Year, and we all know it's not because he's great perimeter defense, right? So obviously he's effective on the interior. I don't know about scared. He is a little bit lean. Maybe people are not like feared in a way of like, oh man, if I go in there, I'm gonna get touched up. But he's definitely leading the league or has led the league in blocks and affecting shots and whatnot.
Oh, okay. Y'all want to hear the official quote?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, "I think Gobert was in people's heads. He wasn't even blocking shots for real. People was just going to the rim and was just like, they got Rudy Gobert. And I'm telling them he's just the same as anyone else. To me, the best rim protector in the league is Kristaps. Anytime I go at Porzingis, I don't get no layups. So, like, I don't get why we couldn't finish on the rim of Rudy Gobert. He don't put no fear in my heart." That's
a personal. What can you say? If he don't fear Gobert, he don't fear Gobert. He know his game, and he know who shake his game up. And if Porzingis had his game shut out, then he's telling you the truth.
Okay, all right, man. So he gonna say no problem in T Wolves side of.
Oh yeah, they ain't going anywhere. Is this a big uptick?
I was gonna ask you guys.
I don't know about big because I feel like they lost a little bit with Pat Bev. I like what Pat Bev did to kind of spark that team.
Right.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't see leadership coming from Rudy. I never got like, oh man, Rudy's the one that gets everybody fired up. So like, who's that guy now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Same here.
So they're gonna basically fall out of the playoffs. Maybe the play-ins, maybe.
I think they'll make the playoffs. Didn't they do playoffs last year, or did they lose in the playoffs?
Yeah. No, they did the playoffs. Yeah, they made the 7th
seed. Yeah, I think they get back.
Okay.
They were playing well too. They did give Memphis a run.
I mean,
yeah. It wasn't easy. Come on, don't use hindsight.
All right. Sure.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
Those boys gave up a lot of big leads. You remember, Chris? You remember there was just like
they gave up a lot of big leads.
They got up. They gave up a lot.
Being extremely immature about holding on to the game.
And you're right, and that's the reason why I was like, I don't know if they gave them a lot of trouble. They would shoot themselves in the foot more so than giving anyone really just trouble. So,
but that's the most dangerous team.
All right.
Who is it? Jameis Winston said, "If I just cut out all my flaws, I'll be the best quarterback."
If I do no interceptions,
Yeah.
I'd be the most perfect quarterback. Like, yeah, exactly.
If they can get a plus 30 lead or a plus 20 or plus 15 lead and just not blow the lead, that's gonna make them a little bit stronger of a team. Do they have that
Yep.
leader that's gonna help them cultivate that? I don't think Rudy's that guy.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
didn't have it before that. That's the concern. And Pat Bev did give them leadership and a spark. I don't know if it was the best because I did see some of that. That Pat Beverly flair, the taunting and all that was starting
Mm-hmm.
to get in there too. So I think you get a strong leader that maybe has more positive leadership aspects.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good role. I don't know where that's gonna come from.
Yeah. So so we'll see, man. You got a little bit of free agency left, man. We may see some things cultivate out of this. We may actually see them be
Plan.
productive. I don't know, but it's a wait and see on for me, man. I don't
I'm
think
with
that's
you.
a positive, a uptrend in their playoff stock. So
So the trade, do you think this was a spot that Rudy wanted to go to? Do you think Rudy wanted to leave, or you just feel like that friction got too tight and it was him and me?
oh, they already said it was gonna is one of those two had to go, Rudy or Don. So it
Oh, it
could.
got that bad over there.
Oh yeah, they will not play another
Yeah.
season together. Yeah, they already said that. So I don't know who had to go. Obviously, Mitch is probably a higher value asset than Rudy.
Mhm.
So yeah, um, so yeah, I think that's kind of what happened. I don't know if he wanted to go to T Wolves though. So I'm sure he would prefer to go into like Lakers or something like that, or a team where he could be contending on a high level. But
Lakers might not have been bad, but I feel like they need more than that.
oh, they do.
They need shoot. They need shooting or
They
something. I don't think they need it.
Yes, we can shoot him.
they
Correct.
need young legs. So they
Yeah,
And that too.
yeah.
Yes,
so
that too.
so all right, man. Real quick, man. Dejounte Murray, he got traded to the Hawks, and he's gonna be paired up with Trey Young. This is gonna be something y'all excited for.
Yeah, DeJounte was nice.
I'm not
I don't know if it's
excited.
gonna take Atlanta like out of obscurity. I don't know what happened to them last season, but DeJounte's nice. It was surprising to me because I felt like that was the best player on the Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
was. He
I
is.
guess it's just a clear reset.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of.
The
So
Hawks, I don't know what the Hawks need to do better. I don't what y'all felt was going on with the Hawks last season.
Same thing I was thinking to myself. I feel like I don't know what's going on with them, but they need all these teams look at it lacking leadership, man. Like somebody to just like get them focused on what needs to be done to close these games out because they were looking lost sometimes, both on the offensive end as well as the defensive end.
yeah.
And I things weren't clicking. Things weren't really clicking. Things look odd, and I don't know if adding a skilled player is going to change that. Definitely skilled, but I'm not too excited.
Yeah.
Just more offense.
Yeah. It's gonna
Who
be
you,
more offense. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, who do y'all think like this generation's leaders are? I know we always talk about people like Chris Paul, Pat Bev, Udonis Haslam,
Good question.
LeBron James.
This Luca's been a good leader. I mean, he's still trying to learn. Jason Tatum's
Mhm.
been maturing.
He's getting there. Yeah.
Yeah. Marcus Smart actually. I mean, I don't know if you want to call him this generation, but he's been doing a lot of good, like uh, off the court or just kind of like off like dead ball stuff, right? Things that's
Yeah,
not transcribed into the stats. Ja has been considered a good leader. Uh, there's a lot of them. I could probably keep going on, but I'll get in the weeds.
okay.
But yeah, I think a lot of those leaders, like you're talking about, kind of turn. Those are the names that come to mind off the top of my head.
Bitch.
D. Mitch, yeah.
I
So
don't know, man. I feel like the leader got to figure that out.
okay.
That gives you a red mark. Outside of that, I agree, but that gives you a red mark. It's like the whole Baker Mayfield thing. Like you can't have superstar talent, max talent, and just poo poo that away.
mm, yeah.
Even if y'all don't want to stay together for personal reasons, you keep it professional.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, man. But you know, man, there's a lot of emotions there. You make a person does a bad play, they yell at you, you get mad at them, it blows up. You still gotta get on the bus and playing with them. So it's sometimes, yeah,
Next game, like y'all want to win. They got mad at you because they want to win.
yeah. I mean,
You want to win. Y'all
I,
both want to win. Y'all want
I,
to win together.
That's the question.
I
You got
agree.
to the point where I was so mad at you that I don't even want to win with you. I'd rather lose than let you watch you win.
Hey
That
man,
can't that
That's
can't be the
petty.
case.
No,
hey
that can't be
man,
the case.
hey Kobe, it happened to Kobe and Shaq. So
Yeah, but we know Kobe and Shaq had some real schoolyard
Yeah,
moments.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we know
It's
that.
like,
But it's my point.
yeah,
Like, it came to a point to where it's like, hey, it's either me or him. Cause
Sure.
I'm tired of having to fight like if you had to fight every day at work, man, just to get your job done, to get the results you
That's
want.
a good point. That's a good point.
oh, need
So
harmony,
Maybe
man.
they
You need
felt like maybe
harmony.
they've been doing. Maybe they
yeah,
been like keeping it copacetic for long enough, and it's just like who wants that locker room
yeah. So
where the two big guys just don't like each other. You got to pick
ex-
sides. We going to dinner tonight. I'm gonna go with Rudy tonight. Like who else to do that?
yeah.
Makes sense.
So all right, man. Last couple of topics, man. We can talk about extensions, man. Max Deal City, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine, all got max deals, man. Any of this undeserving?
Deserving,
Who
deserving,
who's asking?
deserving.
I mean, I'm just want to see what y'all thoughts on it. Is it a good? Is it good? Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Any thoughts in general
You talking about the max deals?
about those
For
particular max
Beal,
deals?
Booker,
I like
and
all of them
Levine.
across
I
the
like all
board.
of them.
Booker. I don't know how I feel about Booker to be honest. Like I understand he's the guy, but I don't know.
Mm,
But he definitely deserves the money because he's been the guy.
okay, all right, all right.
Yeah, these are teams trying to keep their talent, keep the people who have been playing with them and who's developed under their franchise, and you don't want to lose either of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh, so I'm okay.
that's a
I'm okay
that's an
with them
even
paying
bigger
what they pay.
point. That's an even bigger point. These are all guys who got max deals with the franchises they came out of. So,
No,
Yeah.
Levine was from Minnesota.
oh well, but he been with the Bulls for quite some time.
He got traded to the Bulls. I want to say 2 3 years ago. Yeah, he was the first one
Yeah,
over there before the other two showed up.
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
When they was still struggle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hmm
Yeah. So
They still struggling now. I'm just playing.
I mean,
Uh,
they were very successful at the beginning of the season. They got derailed a bit, but I'm excited to see that.
yeah, yeah. I feel you. All
I'm gonna
right.
say this though. Before we move on, Beal could do better though. I'm gonna just say that like Beal could do better. Let's maybe consider a contending team because your talent is very useful to see. One for us just to be entertained, but we're not seeing you in the echelons of where things get. So it's like you always sitting out, man. And I haven't seen the playoffs in how long now.
Yeah.
And I think he needs. And I don't think he needs to, but he should start considering moves, not ring chasing, but just being on a team that's actually has a chance of
Yeah.
making it to the playoffs and doing something there.
I don't know. Is it complacency? Because we read about him, you see the stats. He's up there with those guys, but
Well, he's up there.
I want to stay here. I'm happy here.
That's what I thought too. Maybe just he's happy, he's comfortable, which I'm not
He
really
gets
mad
love
at,
from the city.
honestly. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but I
gets
would love
love
to
from
see
the
him in the
city,
playoffs. I agree with you.
but that's me being selfish. I want to see
Yeah.
him in the playoffs. That's the pure selfishness as a fan. You're too good to be sitting out year over year over year over year. Like
Yeah,
too good.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. I also hear the argument that I always hear. Whatever makes a player happy. So if he happy, he happy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
true.
Maybe he just doesn't want to like winning is not that priority for him. It seems like.
Correct.
Oh, it seems.
And that's what it feels like. But
Mhm.
this is a sport. Let's
yeah,
get it
Yeah.
right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, nah, that's a good point to have, man. Maybe we should. I know we talked about it before in one of the other podcasts. So if you guys are listening, man, check out one of the earlier episodes back when he was in the trade rumor talks about leaving Washington. So. Moving on to the rookie side, there have been 3 max extensions filed, and there have been Ja Morant, Zion, and Garland from the Cleveland Cavs, man. Anything y'all want to say? Anyone undeserving on this side of the
His eyes.
extension?
Look at his eyes.
I'm just
Look at his
asking.
eyes.
I'm
You just
asking.
asking.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
All
You
right,
want
I'm
to
gonna
know what I
squeeze this
say or
in
what the
now.
people say?
What do
What do
people
people
say?
say? What are people
The
saying?
streets been saying, Zion, get him out of here. Say he don't want to play, he don't want to lose weight, he don't want to get in shape.
That's not
They say a
true,
lot. They say a
man.
lot.
They be
I don't
lying.
subscribe
That's
to
what they're
it.
doing. They be lying.
They don't like the
They
way
saying a
he
lot,
walked. They don't like the way he taught. It's a lot. I don't know.
man.
Some people on this very podcast be like, "How you got that covered?"
For real, for
Hey,
real. I
hey,
understand. I
hey.
understand. Yo, Ja and Garland
Oh
certainly
yeah,
showed up.
yeah,
You know, man, I showed up. Just give me my
yeah,
money. There's no discussion about that.
yeah.
I understand the same can be said about Zion. You know, he's not on the court.
He
But
showed
if
up.
healthy, yeah, if healthy,
Yeah,
this guy has the ability to produce at a high level. So if the team think he's gonna be healthy, maybe they're betting on that. Maybe they see some progress. Maybe they see something we didn't see. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, definitely there's some. I understand the debate, the cause for concern here. I'm I don't know. They're putting their head in the block for him right now, and let's see what happens from it. But those two other guys, hands down. This Zion, I can understand the shakiness there.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know how this guy played 24 games and got the cover of a elite basketball simulation.
All-Star Zion too.
All-star Zion. You're right.
Yep, yep.
He was an all-star before Ja
Huh?
Morant was an all-star. That is
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Oh
Hey man, yo,
Um,
some do
and,
less to get more. I tell you that, man.
and I mean, the dude got I just didn't know you could do this. I just didn't know you can get max deal
Now you know.
off of playing 85 games total in your
Now you
career.
know. Now you
So
know. So Chris, you've been wasting your time. What you been doing every day, man? You've been working 8 hours a day every day. You be
why
killing
85
why
yourself.
days. In 85 days. Look what he's accomplished.
Oh
why
man, we sleeping.
exactly? I just look, man. New Orleans is calling him fat. He got his own float in Mardi Gras.
Wow.
Like
True.
That was rude.
Facts. Yeah,
I'm
that
not.
was.
Look, I don't have a problem with
Certain analysts said he's a disengaged teammate.
some people said that yeah,
Mm,
exactly. He didn't call when McCollum came through, and you know,
maybe he
it
figured
was
it out.
rumors him talking about moving to Madison, like he wants to play in New York. Why didn't New York Knicks go for him? Like I don't understand. Like even if
They're trying to get Jalen.
They couldn't pay for it. They couldn't afford him.
They're trying to get
he said they're
Brunson.
trying to get Jalen Brunson, so yeah, you're right. They probably couldn't afford him. It was 231 million. He has more money, including incentives, than the other two. He has 231 on the contract versus Ja and Garland, who actually went to the playoffs, who actually did something,
That
190,
hurts my soul.
190
Hey,
something.
we winning. We winning out here, man. Y'all
That
boys
hurts
working too
not, not
hard.
because of what y'all just said, but I'm thinking over here, like, how much did McCullum get? How much did Ingram get?
Mm,
Exactly. I mean, this dude came
uh,
in. He came in with an injury history. I don't think Garland. I don't think Ja got any injury histories. I mean, they've gotten injured, but like in the
I'm not
NBA.
comparing it to the other because the max extension is gonna do what it do. You were on the team. We see promise. I'm just talking about
yeah,
on the
upside.
same team. Yeah, there's upside. There's definitely upside. They see that Ja deserves what he got, but he got what they can give him. It's a max,
Man.
True.
So
right? So
it is.
you can't compare the notes of like, oh, this guy. I'm talking about in the same team. We were just like at all the people who got us as far as we got us. As you said, he played 83, 85 games, and when he's on the court, he's phenomenal. But he hasn't been on the court that often, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like, damn,
I
that
don't
gotta
know the
hurt.
other two. That had to hurt, but I don't know
That
the
gotta
other
take a hit
two.
to your morale.
Were they up? Were they up for any contract changes though? McCullum
No,
and
not right now.
No, they weren't.
okay, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
they made the move that was present in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Like next when their time comes, then they need to just make reference back to that.
Man.
do you, do you think we'll see a period in the NBA where people are gonna be less willing to speculate and just kind of wait till people recover from injury? KD recovered very nicely from that Achilles, by the way. We
He
didn't even talk
did.
about that.
Oh yeah, I
Very
mentioned it
nicely.
before. Yeah, I was skeptical, and I'm just like, good job. Like the dude,
Yeah,
recovered nicely. So,
very well.
um, but yeah, no man, I don't know, man. I don't know to answer your question. I don't know. What I do know is that I've just never seen it before. I've just never seen it in my lifetime. Hasheem Thabeet was a long term project, and they didn't resign. He got sent to the G League on his second year. After that, he got traded. Like I don't know anyone. Michael Beasley. I don't know anyone who's just gotten uh this kind of extension with this little bit
His
of
name is
playing
Zion.
time.
His name is Zion.
Yeah, right.
Hey, but you know what?
Your knowledge just got updated.
You know what though? It is well earned because the hype is what it is. Like it brings ticket sales. This is why they do this.
Okay.
Even if he
Okay.
doesn't play a game, we're waiting for him to come back. The news
This is an
stories,
interesting
the
take.
jersey sales, the 2K, the visibility. It's a draw because that's why Bradley Beal could sit there and say I'm playing Wizards all day. They know they selling the tickets. They're not getting the extra revenue from playoffs, but the money's being made. He's the product. People are buying into Zion, whether he's playing or not. That's the only way it works.
I'm just looking for Ben Simmons when he's
That,
going to
that,
become
that,
a free
that's
agent.
very interesting.
It is. It is. Unfortunately, that's part of it.
Yeah.
What's the media attention?
So when in 2025 we're gonna revisit this, cause I want Ben Simmons to set out for 3 seasons and just do what he's been doing, like
Oh no.
coming
No,
soon.
I'm not talking about sitting out. I'm talking about having that. Oh, we want to see him play basketball,
Yeah.
like selling tickets. It's
Yeah.
the merch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not what's going on with Ben right now. If
That's
That's
anything, it's
not
the
what's going on with
opposite.
Ben. His stock is low.
Yeah,
He-
everybody trying to walk away from the fight. Like, there's like, damn, I wish we didn't give him all that money. Like, it's a difference. There's a stark difference. You can't just do this forever.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
The guy is 25 years old. He can milk it till he's like 27, 28 and be out here like, oh, I'm gonna make a return. Oh, not yet. I got a toe injury. Give me a second. Oh, he's back out on the court. He's practicing dunks in front of the arena. Oh no.
But every time that Zion has come back to the court, he's been dominant.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's only played 85 games, so yeah.
Man, get
don't
that
know
money,
about
man.
Yeah,
get
you
that
on the
money.
number. I'm talking about the periods that he has been playing. He's been dominant.
You're right. He has.
It's there until it's gone. Boogie came back. He wasn't dominant. His stock dropped. It's
Okay. All right. So
AD comes back. He's dominant. He's injured a lot. So we're kind of doing this back and forth. But AD is still pretty highly regarded outside of the injury.
Okay. So he's the new AD. Is what you're trying to say?
Hopefully not.
He said hopefully not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not for real.
I don't think anybody wants that. AD doesn't want that.
Okay.
No, that's not.
I don't think he's cool being. Oh, I'm injured. I'm just gonna get this check. Like,
So okay.
Not the desired career.
Okay.
yeah. I know people say Zion may not want it because of what he's doing off the court, but I don't know. He look sometimes. I don't know. Maybe some people's bodies are different.
Mhm.
Sometimes he be looking like mad in shape.
I mean, yeah, you do.
Sometimes, yeah.
You do.
Yeah. So like
Other times he
people's
looks
weight
super bloated.
fluctuates. Yeah. Can't judge a book just because his foot fractured all of a sudden. Is because he heavy.
Mm.
When he
We're
playing
gonna put him on the
good.
list.
Yeah,
No,
when
hey.
he's playing good, it's nothing about his weight. The second, he injured. Oh, look at that!
Hey,
Look at that!
I didn't say such things. That's your boy. That's your boy. So.
Yeah, we're gonna put Zion on the list for the 7-day plant-based challenge, man.
Oh
get it right.
man, we go on the
Dang.
list. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I don't know who we talked about last time. Somebody needed to get it last episode. Y'all check that out. Last episode. Somebody
Yeah.
needed to get on the plant-based challenge, but
We
this
gotta
week
keep-
is
we
Zion.
got to track that.
We
list.
need a
We're gonna
tracker.
keep track.
Exactly,
We gotta
man.
track that list.
So yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else y'all want to add back? I ain't got nothing else to add to this. Before you wrap up.
Nah.
Nah, that sounds-
I'm happy. I'm happy to get his money, man. Taking care of his family and all that good stuff, man. All power to him. Work the system. System been working us for a long time.
Wow.
I hope he gets to work in that system.
Yeah,
For real.
for real,
I
for real.
want to see what the Pelicans could look like with McCollum, Ingram, and him all healthy doing their thing.
Yeah.
Look what they got with just McCollum and Ingram.
They may just be able to just trade Zion. Bam.
Oh
Nah,
wow!
Just
Honestly,
trade
yeah.
Zion. Get you a Jalen Brunson or something.
I get
Let's start talking about Jalen, man.
Hey,
You about to show you. You about to show you what y'all about.
this is my season prediction. Before my season prediction not come out true, it was what's his name was gonna be most improved. Kuzma still doing Kuzma things. But I'm gonna say Jalen Brunson gonna have a breakout season. He gonna earn that 100 million. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Hey, tell our resident New York fan that same thing. I want y'all both to. I want everyone to hear that too, because I want you to get his hopes up. So then when it doesn't, then
Knicks fans hope so. They know where
Yeah,
they
I'm
hope. Their
calling.
hopes
I'm
are.
calling on that.
Their hopes are placed where they need to be. They keep them low. They keep them away, just in case. You know, when they got that 4 seed, was it 2 seasons ago? That hope is somewhere, but it's tucked away deep. You can't get a New York Knicks fan's hopes up. There's been too much despair. It's too much.
Yeah, it's not advisable.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Well, let's wrap this up, man. Before you got even more hot takes. Reg, man, what you got, man, to sign off?
Oh man, thanks for joining us. Let us know what your favorite offseason moves that happened were and what you think about this next season coming up. That's about it, man.
Cool. Kev, what you got?
Sweet. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this episode. And like Red said, your off season move, let us know. And happy for these boys getting their bank. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing.
All right, and this is Money Man Chris. I am anti-capitalist. Some people don't deserve some of this money, but you know what? It is what it is because money got to go somewhere. If it got to go anywhere, shoot, that's fine. Put it in the black man's hand.
That sounds very capitalist, by the way. Some people don't
I know
deserve
he
this.
not anti.
Some people don't deserve this money. It should go to me.
I'm just saying, I need to see them work for it, man. Play more than 85 games to get there.
Oh man.
But anyways, it's
Hey,
okay.
you're working too hard, man. You're working too hard. I tell
Oh
you,
man.
you got to find the cheat code.
Oh man, I didn't know you can do that. So, but you guys let us know, man, how you guys feel about these free agency moves as well, man. Hit us up on our social medias. Again, you can hit the follow on those perspective platforms. And again, if you are on the audio side, check us out on YouTube. If you're on the YouTube side of things, you want to do the drive and have the audio only, man. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all your favorite podcasts, and give us 5 stars and all that stuff, man. It helps the algorithm push us up to get more eyes on us. So, like I said, we usually rock here every Tuesday. So, check us out every Tuesday again. Until next Tuesday, guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.